So the next year, after Vaginas Are Magic, and in Vaginas Are Magic, there was a joke about how next year they're going to have Eldritch Cock, and lots of people wanted that. So they came out with James Edward Raggi IV's Eldritch Cock. It has a picture of a cock on it, and there was some pushback from the distributors. They didn't want to include advertisements that showed this because of the word cock. It has a picture of a cock. You know, that's a lot more ambiguous than vagina. The cock is not necessarily a part of male anatomy. So inside it has a weird magic system again, which is worth the price of this book. If I could only have one Lamentations book, it would be this one because of this weird magic system. Also, I like the spells a little better in this one. So it's got 22 spells that are unique. This time they're not segregated by gender. Both genders can use them. So this one, called Anywhere Out of This World, basically turns you into a bag of holding. And arguments against design makes things fall apart. I'm not going to mention the name of this spell. I don't know why if you ever read it. So the Lamentations of the Flame Princess art often features 3 adventurers, this one being the magic user. As of this book, they introduced a new character, a necromancer. So this spell baptizes with the black urine of the deceased, also known as, the first time I saw it in my game, a player said, "Oh, you're not going to cast that gross pee spell, are you?" Yeah, that gross pee spell. What it does, you cast this on either an undead or a corpse, and it pees on you. And that gives you some of the powers of undead temporarily until you wash it off of yourself. So here's another one called Chewing Through the Membranes of Time and Space. Or Curses Scribed in Gore. Daylight Torn. And this one, Electric Grave, I really like to say. One of the things about Lamentations is the standard list of spells does not include the get out of jail spells. Things like Limited Wish, Raise Dead, Resurrection, those don't exist in Lamentations. If you die, that's it. But here's an escape. Electric Grave you can use to resurrect somebody, but it doesn't resurrect them back to the way they were. It turns them to like a Frankenstein's monster. And in different movies, there's different Frankensteins, so they could be from slightly weird to really weird. Here's Evacuation Code Deciphered, is a variation of Dimension Door, basically. Graveyard of the Lightless Planets. One of the possible side effects of spells is your head can be turned into some ordinary object, like a clock. It's still functional as a head, though. So this one of my players really likes. It's called Killing Yourself to Live. And the way the spell works is when you think you're going to die, you kill yourself while casting the spell. And then, sometime in the next day, you come back to life. It doesn't matter if you were eaten or what. No matter how you're totally disintegrated, the pieces still come back together and you come back to life perfectly fine. Lunar Womb is another get out of death spell. This one, you save a version of yourself. And if you die, that version comes back. But it's not you as the moment you died, it's you as last time you cast a spell. Masquerade in Red. Another omnipotent crawling chaos makes a monster for you. Planet that once used to absorb flesh in order to achieve divinity and immortality, suffocated to the flesh that if desired. Here's an interesting one. It's called Robe of Ectoplasm. And basically it makes a robe out of acid that eats through your clothes. So you're naked after the spell expires. And it improves your armor class because you're clothed in acid that doesn't eat you. And you can throw the acid at people as a weapon. This is another one that's a big favorite with my players, Saturn and Sacrifice. It makes these rings around you, and these rings can be used then to improve your armor class, improve your saving throws, and to attack people with. But you can't move very fast while you're under this spell. Those who dwell in the stellar void rewrite your whole spell book. So I once played a magic user who had a DM who was really strict about rolling spells, and as it turned out, even though I had Identify, which is a useful spell out of the dungeon, as far as being in the dungeon, my most useful spell was Read Magic. So this would allow that character to rewrite his whole spell book. And this one's called Thrash of Naked Limbs. And this one makes all the men within range have their penises grow 10 feet long. The Venus Project makes you appear like somebody's ideal person. Voyagers Beneath the Mare Umbrum makes the moon look bigger and allows you to travel faster. You're Just a Dream. Okay, and those of us who were backers for this got a sketch drawn by one of the artists here. And it's supposed to come with a bonus magic item. So these two pages are glued in here. They're not sewn in. It's supposed to be a bonus magic item for the backers, but it got included in the PDF and got included with the people who didn't back it. But yeah, this magic item is basically a penis of a holy person. It could be Jesus or Muhammad or Buddha or whoever fits better with your campaign. It has all these interesting, funny, funnily suggestive powers. The Rod of Lordly Might. And in the back, they have these new playtest rules, which I think I'm going to do a separate video on these. I didn't like these at all. I tried them out, and they weren't that bad, but I didn't like them. So, here's some hot cock action. See the cock? Do other magic users snigger at your flaccid spellbook? Do you suffer performance anxiety as a referee? Do players complain about the abbreviated delivery of your cantrips? Well, fret no more, for you hold in your hands the big one, the A5 blue pill designed to help you get over the hump of thaumaturgic dysfunction. This manual of tumescent magic is designed to satiate the cosmic desires of those with even the most discriminatory tastes. Avoid getting into the pickle of slipping, boring sorcery into your game. Avoid the commonplace boner of not having having an unusual new spell on hand during a sticky situation. And avoid premature conjurations, all with the help of this one weird tome. Like vaginas or magic before it, James Edward Raggi IV